The chair calls Jim Black. Mr. Black, if you'll share your name with us, who you represent, and your position on the bill.
Thank you, Chair and committee, for listening to me. Jim Black, Director of the Grandparents Association of Texas, Grandparents' Rights Association of Texas, and former Vice President of Grandparents' Rights Association of the United States. I'm testifying on the bill because there's a lot that, due to my national organization, we had 41 chapters, and right now this isn't a problem just here in Texas. Almost every state has problems with access. I ran a quick poll through the national group. We only had 78 people respond, but you'll notice on the front page of my handout that 92% only want access. In doing some research on 153.433, in 2004, it only said access in the statute. And I had suggested separating possession and access and set a higher burden of proof for possession, but make the changes in this bill to get access.
Mr. Black, that seems like a fairly logical analysis. I commend you for explaining that a little bit.
As Chair Dutton knows, I testified at Sunset under my organization, Angel Eyes Over Texas. And it was due to Angel Eyes Over Texas that I was asked to join the national group. In 2009, my youngest daughter's children were taken by CPS. Later, my middle daughter had problems with CPS. Due to those two children having problems with CPS, we chose to separate my oldest daughter to keep her family safe. I still have electronic communication with my kids, my grandkids. I've got 11, but I don't get to see them regularly. I found out recently that one of my granddaughters got married. Of course, I wasn't invited. I've got another granddaughter that 3 years ago, she graduated number 6 in her class in Crosby, Texas. I wasn't invited to because we didn't want what had gone on in our past to bleed over.
So I'm just, and I hate to cut you off, we've got time out, but I want to ask you a question because you're testifying on the bill and you've provided us some information here, and you've made what I'd say is a logical observation that maybe policymakers should consider separating access and possession. Right. Whenever we write out law, and then actually talk about what hurdles you have for each one. Is that really the summary of your testimony?
Correct. And like it's been said, FaceTime, electronic communication, those are the things that should be to all relatives to at least the third degree consanguinity. Children have the right to the legacy of their family. They need to know where they came from. They can't always do that whenever they're off someplace else. And I've seen in working on the CPS cases, how often do children get placed with the grandparents, and the grandparents works the plan and does what CPS asks, but then, and the parents eventually get the kids back, but then because the grandparents stuck to the plan and worked it, they cut the grandparents out because they're afraid that it'll fall back on them again. And so, like I said, all these back here, basically all they want to do is see their grandkids. My middle granddaughter, I've only seen her 3 times in her life. Last May, she graduated, got her associate's degree from San Jacinto College. 2 weeks later, she turned 18. 2 weeks later, she graduated from high school. She had her associates before then. Last Sunday, I get a picture from her announcing that at 18 years old, she's been accepted to medical school.
Well, Mr. Black, I got to congratulate you on at least learning that information. So
Okay,
hopefully
thank you.
you can create a good relationship going forward. Hang on just a second. Members, are there any questions for Mr. Black? Thank you for your time and the handout.
Okay.